consistent, as well as some of the strategies that I use to try to give my body the nutrition it needs every day. So, I just want you to get comfy, cozy, comfy, cozy, comfy, cozy, comfy, cozy, comfy, cozy, comfy, cozy, comfy, comfy, cozy, comfy, cozy, and relax. Relax with me. Relax. Relax with me. If you like the content that I've been creating on this channel, if you could consider giving this video a thumbs up, commenting below, I'd read all of them, and subscribing. That would mean so much to me. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm so glad to have you here. Well, let's get right into it. So, I feel like I've talked about this in some of my other videos, but consistency is something that I have a really hard time with, and I feel like a lot of people probably do. Am I wrong? I don't know. I know that I have a really hard time with consistency, but over the last couple years, I've been working really, really hard. Working really, 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 really hard to be consistent at certain things. Through my job, I actually get access to a health coach. And it's because I have high cholesterol, and it's one of those health coaches that tries to help support, prevention of disease and things like that. So I've been working with this health coach for several years through my work, which I'm very fortunate to have access to that, and I'm very lucky that she is so kind, because I'm not consistent. So I try, but she's given me a lot of great advice over the past couple of years on how to work on my consistency, and I do think that I've made progress. But it's really hard. It's really hard, and I'm sure for many of you as well. I mean, all of us have busy lives. Some people have kids, some people have multiple jobs, me included, and there's just a lot going on. So finding time to exercise, clean the house, go grocery shopping, cook, take care of kids' homework, take care of yourself, go to work. It's all a lot. Anyway, so I've alluded to some health issues that I've had over the past couple of years, and obviously it's nothing major because I'm here, but it does affect the way that I feel every day. So I have to work really, really hard to try to give my body the nutrition it needs to stay healthy. So my biggest suggestion for staying consistent is planning ahead. And that is something that I work really hard to do. So I find that if I don't plan ahead and I don't do things ahead of time, that I will not do very well for the week. For example, if I do not meal prep, if I do not pre-package food, I will just grab and go and make choices that are not the best for my body. And I think that balance is really important. Having food that you like, but also having enough food to give your body the nutrition it needs is also very important. So I try to find that balance. Beginning of the week, I do really well, and by the end of the week, not so great. But I at least am consistent with that. So, planning ahead, what do I do? So every Saturday, I go to the grocery store, and before I go to the grocery store, I usually will make a little list of things that I need, and I'll look up a couple of recipes. By this point, I kind of know some of the recipes by heart that I like to make and that are easy, so I don't always have to look up things, but I'll look up a couple of recipes that I want to make, or my husband will look things up, and we pick a couple of things that we wanted to try. whose family never cooked, and so cooking is not something that they do very often, and they get really intimidated by the kitchen. But just starting small and doing something small even is really